Welcome back to another weekly tech tip with Ben. And as I alluded to in a previous video, this week we're actually going to generate some images, generate a storyline, but then create a voiced over video for your students. So I'm going to explore creating a rock cycle, kind of Pixar style, kind of animated video for younger students. But you can apply this across the spectrum. You can do it in English or in French, and it's really simple to do. It does take a bit more time when it comes to the animating process, but it's a lot of fun to play around with, and you can do it all for free. So let's dive on in. I'm back in ChatGPT, and I am saying create a script, voiceover lines, and image prompts for a 15-scene video about a little anthropomorphic rock's journey through the rock cycle. So just like in the book creator video, I'm getting it to write out all the prompts, all the voiceovers, and how to generate the images. So I run through introduction, erosion, and then once I get through, I was like, those image prompts aren't detailed enough. So just generate those, but give more detail to them so that they're more vivid prompts. And so then it's going to go through and punch up all those image prompts for us. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm making this video before I made the book creator video. So I didn't realize I could generate all the images in batches like last video, but in this one I'm going through prompt by prompt, just copying and pasting it into DALL-E. So we have our small anthropomorphic rock with big sparkling eyes and a wide joyful smile named Rocky, sits in a lush forest. So it generates this, really adorable, really cute, but it needs to be 16 by 9. All my images, I like 16 by 9. That's a 1 by 1. So I want to stretch like full screen. So it redoes it, and there we go. We have this adorable little rock that we're going to download, and we're going to save for later. So one of these nice things to do while you're going is I'll actually go in and I'll label it scene 1, just so I don't get too turned around. So now we move on to scene 2, erosion, pop the prompt in there, and I get this guy. You're gonna notice that it's not really good at carrying one character to the next in a lot of these. So they don't look too similar, but that's okay because in the rock cycle, rocks change anyway, right? So the whole time they're changing. So now I want to do the voiceovers. So I'm gonna go to something called 11 Labs, and it's a free to use program to create text to speech. I'm just gonna go through what it generated from my voiceover lines, copy and paste them into 11 Labs. So now I can choose a voice style.
Rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I have not done.
Allow the world to live as it chooses.
Be here now. Be someplace else later. Is that...
Work while you have the light. You are responsible for the talent that has been in...
So now I have my style. I'm going to generate with the Southern lady voice. I'm going to end up switching it later, but here it is.
Embark on an extraordinary journey through the rock cycle. Our journey begins with erosion, where wind and water start to gently break Rocky into smaller pieces.
Okay, so now we have our voiceover, we have our images, we have those two major parts of this project, but now we want to bring these to life. So instead of just having a storybook of flat pictures, we're actually going to animate these photos. And it's really easy to do with something called Runway Labs. So Runway Labs here, you can do text to video, you can take an image and you can animate it. You can do it by using this motion brush, you can use it by just telling it what to do. So we're gonna go to start with an image on this website, and then we just have to drag and drop a file into that area. So we're gonna go into take our scene 1, we're gonna drop it in there, and then we're gonna go to motion brush. Motion brush is really cool because you can highlight areas of your image and you can tell it what you want it to do. Like, so I'm just going to try to animate his eyes. I'm going to animate the plants in the background. Hopefully they'll get like a little wind on them. I'm going to do his eyebrows as well. Maybe it'll be expressive. And I'm going to tell it to do some ambient noise, some shake, and maybe I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So that's the proximity. I'm going to choose that they zoom in. So I hit generate, and then I wait, and here I go. Here's my photo, is now brought to life. Now it's a little weird. His pupils are blinking. I'm gonna go back later in this video and change that. Just redo it. For now, I take it. So now I'm gonna pop in my second image. And you can motion brush it. So I'm gonna color in all the rock pieces, all the water. I want to get nice movement out of all the pieces breaking off of him. And I'm gonna turn up the ambient noise and I'm gonna hit save. So now I hit generate. And now the rocks are just kind of floating there. So it doesn't really make any sense. It kind of looks like he's using telekinesis. So that didn't really work for me. So I'm gonna try something different. The water is flowing nice though. So I'm going to use image plus description instead. So I click the next tab over. Rock pieces go flying everywhere as the river rushes by. So I'll try that. I'll generate that and see if I get a better output. And there we go. We have the rocks and the wind and the water all moving in one direction. So it is kind of slow motion, but I like it. I'm going to take it. We don't have time to sit here tinkering with it forever, so it's good. So now we have to put it all together. So we're going to hop in WeVideo. We're going to drop our video files in there. We're going to drop our voiceover lines in there. And we're ready to put it all together. So we put the voiceovers on the audio lines, and then we're gonna pop down our videos and try to match it all up.
Meet Rocky, a cheerful little rock who's about to embark on an extraordinary journey through the rock cycle.
So it's not long enough to cover that entire thing. It's only 4 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna change the speed of that video clip. I'm gonna slow it down, and I'm going to drag it out so it's longer.
Meet Rocky, a cheerful little rock who's about to embark on an extraordinary journey through the rock cycle. Our journey begins with erosion.
So now it's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it up. Now that it's overly long, I can just cut some off the end and make sure that it doesn't go over. In this case, I cut some off the front because I like the ending more. So
meet Rocky, a cheerful little rock who's about to embark on an extraordinary journey through the rock cycle.
And there we go. Okay, so now it has the right amount. So now I pop our next clip in, and I'm going to have to play around.
Our journey begins with erosion, where wind and water start to gently break rock.
So once again, not long enough. So I'm going to go in there and just make it a little bit longer, and then I can just trim it up afterwards. All right, I want it to be at the 12-second mark. So it generally looks like each kind of line is about 6 seconds, and this only was generating 4 seconds, and we're going to cover a bit later, so you don't have to just do everything in slow motion. But for now, we'll kind of look at this, and then I just keep going, matching up the audio to the length of the video clip.
Meet Rocky, a cheerful little rock who's about to embark on an extraordinary journey through the rock cycle. Our journey begins with erosion, where wind and water start to gently break Rocky into smaller pieces. As tiny fragments now, Rocky travels along a river.
So, as I said, I want to make these longer. One thing you can do in there, here's a different video clip I was working on, is you can actually extend anything that you make within Runway. You can extend it 3 times, or up to 12 seconds. So, as I said, I need about 6 seconds for each clip, so I hit extend by 4 seconds. And now I have an 8-second clip, and the only issue here is the longer you extend it, the wackier it gets. So usually your first 4 seconds are really good, your next 2 are pretty good, and then it starts to kind of fall apart after that. So now I need a soundtrack. So I went to this thing called Live, L-A-I-V-E, and it's a free to use music maker. So I'm gonna go to start with a template. I'm gonna choose a genre. Since we're making a movie, I'm gonna go cinematic. And I want a happy, upbeat, kind of Pixar-y feel, so I'll check out Dreamy. That's really nice. I like that vibe. So this one's pretty good, but not as good as the first one. So I'm going to go with the first one. So I hit select, I'm gonna generate a song, and here's what it sounds like. So it's really good. So I'm just gonna download it, and then I can throw that into my file, my video creation file as well. So finally, I have all my elements. I have my song, I have my images, my video clips, I have my sound. I've put it all together. I did throw in a few sound effects that aren't AI, but it adds a lot. But that's not a step that you need to do. It's something you can do if you're just a little overzealous. So without further ado, here's the story of Rocky.
Bright-eyed Pebble on his whimsical adventure through the magical rock cycle. Rocky's tale starts with a tickle from the wind and a splash from the river, carving him into tinier bits. Swept along a merry river, Rocky embarks on a thrilling escapade. Finally, he rests at a lake's bottom amidst a gathering of fellow sediment. Over time, a cozy blanket of layers squishes Rocky and friends, snuggling them close. Nature's glue then hugs Rocky's pieces into a sturdy sedimentary rock. Buried deep, Rocky feels a toasty hug from Earth's heart, changing him anew. Under Earth's warm embrace, he sparkles into a grand metamorphic rock. Earth's mighty hands lift Rocky up, bringing him back to the world above. As the rain breaks him down, Rocky feels sad and alone, enduring the elements in solitude. Plunging into Earth's fiery depths, he melts into a bubbling magma. Cooling off, Rocky sparkles anew as a tough, shiny, igneous rock. With a volcanic burst, Rocky leaps into the sky, restarting his whimsical loop. Facing the playful tickles of wind and water again, Rocky continues his endless rock dance. Rocky's extraordinary journey through transformations is a whimsical reminder of our ever-dancing planet.
Alrighty folks, so that's it for me this week. If you have any questions about any of the steps in this, if you'd like me to come kind of work with you, talk about it, you can hit me up and we can discuss it and we can kind of see how we could use these sorts of technologies to leverage your teaching. Alright, thank you very much and we'll see you in the next one.